Hello YouTube, today I'm going to be showing you NBA 2K20 with the roster update, of day 1 roster update. Okay, I'm just closed down for a second.
Starting 5. In at forward, it's Thompson and Green. Curry and Russell are the backcourt set. And it's Cauley-Stein in at the 5 spot. And for the Raptors, Siakam at power forward with Gasol at center. Lowry out there with Fred VanVleet. And it's Powell in at the small forward. And Cauley-Stein throws it down.
This is what makes Curry special on the offensive end, the ability to create for himself and others at the highest level of the game.
Since taking over the starting role in 2018, Willie Cauley-Stein has lived up to his draft spot of being number 6, Greg, overall in 2015.
And you knew that a big man like Cauley-Stein would take a few years to develop, but at a legit 7 feet and great length, he is everything you could hope for in a starting center.
Curry against Lowry. From downtown, Toronto grabs the miss.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Siakam against Green. Gasol passes to Siakam. Back to Gasol. Clock at 4. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation.
The first thing you're going to need to do is download and install uTorrent. So once you've got it installed, open it up like this. Go to your options, preferences, directories, and then check this box here. And then put the directory for where you want your game to be downloaded, or at least the installer for the game. And then click on apply and OK. I was wrong, actually. Don't click on OK. Go back, and then because you need to know the directory, you need to put a folder exclusion for the directory inside of this box. If you're not sure how, just Google the name of your antivirus and how to add folder exclusions. If it tells you that you need a paid or premium version, just delete that antivirus and then get Malwarebytes. Once you've added that folder exclusion inside of your antivirus, pop up for opening uTorrent, or it just automatically loads inside of uTorrent. Once the torrent's downloading, it will have a dark blue progression bar, and when it's finished, it will turn a light green and say seeding. The more seeders and peers a torrent has, the faster other people are able to download it. But if you don't care about that, when the torrent is finished, you can just right-click and click on stop. A couple things you can do to speed it up are if you right-click on the torrent, hover over bandwidth allocation and set that to high, which I actually forgot to do. And then if you click on it normally and then go down to the Files tab and extend this a bit, there should be some optional files. So they have the optional Chinese and Spanish. So if you just hold down Control and click on those and then right click and don't download, unless of course you speak Chinese or Spanish. And then they also have the roster update, but I'm not sure why you wouldn't download that. It's only 35 megabytes unless you don't want the update for some reason. But once the game is either seeding or finished, you can double click to open it, or right click and open containing folder if you're still seeding. You can run this batch file and it will go through and make sure you have all the files before you start downloading. If any do come up as bad or missing other than those Spanish and Chinese language files, if you chose to skip them, then you'll need to make sure that those folder exclusions are in your antivirus and that your antivirus isn't ignoring you. You can get a different antivirus. Again, I suggest Malwarebytes because that's never done me wrong. Then you'll need to go into uTorrent, right click on the torrent and click force recheck. That will go through and download any missing files instead of making you download the whole game all over again. But once you're sure you've got all the files, you can run the setup.exe, click on yes, choose the language, click on OK. Click this little icon down here to mute the music. Here you have the option to limit the installer to 2 GB of RAM. It says if you have 8 GB or less that you must check this box. If you're not sure how much RAM you have, you can right click the Windows logo, go to System, and your RAM will be here. I've got here, I've got 12 gigabytes, so I will be fine. If you're going to be using your computer while you're installing this, like a bunch of Chrome tabs or playing a game in the background, I would definitely check this box, because if you're doing too much at once while this installer is going, it may get stuck. If you do keep it unchecked, I'd suggest just kind of leaving it until it's done, or not doing much, like just watching something. Either way, you can click on next, have a read through this if you want, and click on next. Now here you can choose where you're going to install the game. Keep in mind you're going to need to add another folder exclusion to this directory as well, or whatever you change it to. Once you've added that folder exclusion, you can click on next. Here you have the option to install the extra roster update. If for some reason it adds a gigabyte onto your C drive, and I don't have much room on my C drive, so I personally unchecked that. And you will want to have these bottom three checked as well, unless you know that you already have them. Then you can click on install. Once the game's finished installing, you should be able to play it just fine, but I'll show you a few other things. If you right click on the shortcut in your desktop and open file location, scroll down a bit, there is this language selector for if you want to change the language. There is this Origins INI, and if you scroll down, you can change your username. I believe this is the only way you can change it in game, but I'm not sure. You can just press Control S to save. If it's giving you any troubles with saving, like you don't have the permission, you can either right click on the file, go to properties, make sure that this box is not checked, and then click on apply and OK. Or you can just drag it to your desktop, change it there, and then save it, and then drag it back and replace. This Steam EMU file also, I believe, has your name, over here. I'm not sure which one of them actually controls it. Maybe they both do, or maybe only one of them do. It doesn't hurt to change them both. And if we scroll all the way up, there's this underscore Redis folder. It'll have a bunch of the DirectX files. I believe I only got this one because I chose not to install the others. But these two files are the most important. If you drag this MD5 file onto the QuickSFE, then it will go through and check all of your files after installing. So if the game isn't running for you and you're not sure why, this should be the first thing that you do. If any of them do show up as bad or missing, then you'll need to make sure that your antivirus is listening to the folder exclusions that you've placed. Again, if it's not listening to you, get Malwarebytes, then you'll need to go into uTorrent, right click, force recheck, and then you'll have to reinstall. But that's pretty much all there is for this video. If you want any of these games, I've got them all on my channel. If you want a game that I haven't done, you can leave a comment requesting it. You can also leave a comment if you need any help. My name is Camlam99, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.